Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, that all looks good. Good to go.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault-Tec.
Okay. Hi, hi. I've skipped the entire intro. Just like Skyrim, I keep a save, like right at the end of the tutorial stuff. Because I just love making new characters and then deleting other characters. It's a lot faster if I have a save right at the start. This is Fallout 4. I skipped the entire intro where you're living your happy 1950s life. And then the bomb siren goes off and you gotta run away all through these hills, all the way up to here, and you enter the vault. And then that's when you learn, a little too late, that the bomb shelter vault is actually an experiment. It's a cryostasis facility. So you're frozen for 200 years. And I skipped the intro where you're wandering through the now abandoned lab. And now I've made it home. Back to my destroyed home. There's a heavy emphasis on crafting your own shit in this one. If you clear all the enemies of an area out, well, certain areas, you can take it over. And oh, that first one was a 70. Oh, I got it anyway. And taking it over allows you to scrap and or build things. There are a handful of towns in the game, but with this crafting, you can basically make your own towns. If you have a high enough charisma stat, you can even make your own merchants. The start of most of my Fallout playthroughs, well, Fallout 4 specifically, is just running around the old neighborhood. Wow, I missed. Clear out the houses. I used to scrap everything in sight, because you get a bunch of materials for it, but now I just scrap the containers, because if you scrap a container, anything that was inside of it goes into that town's storage. I forgot the bunker over here. So I try to scrap everything, and then before I leave town, I'll check the town storage to see if anything useful ended up there. Specifically healing items and ammo, because just starting the game, have about, I think they start you off with 100 handgun bullets, something like that. I can't touch that safe. I need a higher lockpicking. The stats for Fallout are pretty different from usual RPG. I mean, a lot of the same stats are there, they just got different names and they're in weird places. Namely, your stat system is called the Special System. When you start the game in a Fallout game, usually someone or something will quiz you and ask you like, hey, what makes you special? And then it'll, it's not called an acronym. Can't remember what it's called when you line up all the letters of a word. You line them up going down vertically, and every letter stands for something. That's what the special system is. It's strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Wow. There we go. There's some giant bugs in the game. No spiders, which is nice. The stats work about the same across the first couple of Fallout games. And by first I mean all of them, other than 4 and 76. Weren't there flies in this house? No, I'm thinking of a different house. Cool. In this one, strength is melee damage and carry weight. You get 10 points of carry weight per level, and you get plus 10% melee damage. It's okay. Melee combat is a little jank. I did pick that up right. Okay. It's a little jank. You can definitely hit higher damage values as a strength character than as a gun character. But enemies you can parry as well. But enemies can parry just about any melee attack. And if you're not in power armor, you can be staggered out of your melee attacks. So that's not a lot of fun. It's not just bugs, it's like radioactive versions of all kinds of animals. Well, I say all kinds, but the most prominent ones are the cockroaches, because they're in like every game. The scorpions. I don't know if they're in 3, but they're in New Vegas. This one has mosquitoes. There's dragonflies, which are a bitch to deal with. Well, if you're manually aiming, they're a bit of a problem. I think that's about it for bugs. The crabs in this one are worse. Like the radioactive lobster looks more like a bug than the bugs do. Because the bugs just look like giant bugs. The crabs, they look like sci-fi monsters. Okay. I've scrapped stuff in the main houses. The starting town, you start with one of each crafting station. Just moving them nicely over here. This was the character's, this fence has to go. This was the main character's house. His robot butler is still outside. Start of the main mission after you escape the vault is like, hey, you should go home. You should go talk to your robot butler. And he'll be like, oh my god, it's been 200 years. And then try to look around for... Oh, I passed over an important plot detail. I'll get a better look at him in a bit. He's over there. It's that floating ball. Where do I usually put this? This is the drug crafting station. For all the drugs. Very important plot point. I did not go to the vault alone. It was with my whole family. Which is... Oh, fuck, where did I put this? Where did I put my drug station? Came with the whole family. You get defrosted at some point. Only to witness some guys in white lab suits. They defrost everyone momentarily so they can take your infant son. Your wife doesn't hand him over, of course, so she gets a bullet in her. So they take the baby and then they freeze everything. And then you escape the vault because the cryostasis has a failure and it stops. So we're on a journey to figure out what's happened. How long have we been in the vault? It's 200 years, we learned because the robot butler tells us. But then starts the journey to find our son. I don't know too much about Fallout 1 and 2. In 3, you're also in a vault. Like you start in a vault, and you're leaving to find your your son. You're leaving to find your father, because he's like left the vault voluntarily after generations and generations of people living in the vault were told, like, hey, don't go outside. New Vegas, the one that everyone who's played it like loves. The plot is that you're a mailman. You're a courier. And someone tries to assassinate you for something you're delivering. It's a poker chip. So they assassinate you, they bury you, and you get dug up by a robot who's like just doing his rounds because he's like the local like sheriff bot or something. They take you to the doctor. Fallout science is like goofy sci-fi a little bit, like old 50s movie sci-fi. So even though you got a bullet in your head, they're like, oh, it's fine. We reconstructed most of your brain. Please do this this character creator so we can fill in the blanks of who you were. So the entire plot of New Vegas can be summed up as, who the fuck shot me in the head? And, well, why did he shoot me in the head? I was delivering a poker chip. Like, come on, guy. This is a bit much. So yeah, the plot of 4 is, you've been defrosted, time to find my son. As part of the crafting in 4, you can build your own towns, yeah. But you also have to babysit any NPCs that move in. Because you need NPCs to run the place.
I need to assign someone to this.
This is all stuff that the tutorial, that the starter missions like haven't gotten to yet. I'm just setting it up now because I already know how to do it. Up on the top bar while I'm in the crafting menu, it says how well the town is. Like how many people are here, how much food I've got. Food stays at 0, even though I just planted some crops, because someone has to be here to tend to the crops in the first place. The opening mission just kind of dumps 5 people on your lap, and they're kind of always here in this first town. So even though I usually ignore the other places, I do try to set up this first one at least. Let's make a doormat. Make a doormat so that whenever I fast travel back to this town, I'll pop up at the doormat instead of wherever it was going to put me. Okay, everything's in place. Let's check what we got through scrapping everything. And let's dump a lot of this shit I've got on me. Okay. Ammo, cool. Yeah, it's only ever handguns. Got clothing, but none of it is undergarments. Guess I'll take a suit and see if we got any good healing items. One stim pack. Okay. And one jet. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for now. Actually, I'm naked right now. I should put that on. Cool. And put healing items on the quick bar before you get into combat. I have died once on a fresh character because I was sprinting around. And then I didn't, I didn't put any heals on the hotbar. So I was fumbling around for a couple seconds, and I just kind of died. Okay. Oh yeah, before I get into the robot butler and the plot, your pause menu is just that you pull up your giant computer watch. I usually have it zoomed in a bit. This is the level up screen where you pick off your, this is where you pick your perks. Up at the top we've got the 7 stats. What perks you can pick is determined by how high that stat naturally is. So if I want something like breathing underwater, I need to have an endurance of 5. You can boost the stats with clothing, but it doesn't count towards the level up sheet. The previous Fallout games had a different system where you'd have the stat sheet and you'd have passive skills. Hi, Cotsworth. But that's a whole bag of worms to get into. Yeah, you're still here, bro.
You're still here. So, other people could still be alive too.
But of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomic?
Sorry if I sort of talk over them sometimes.
Well, you seem the worse for wear. Best not
I'm
let the
really
whites
used
see
to
you when
fast
they're
forwarding
dead.
through all dialogue.
Where is the missus, by the way?
This is the first Fallout game to have your character be voiced, which it's neat, but it was better when he wasn't voiced.
These things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe
Because now that the character is voiced, you can't give him as many dialogue options. So they limit you to 4 anytime you get a suggestion. In the previous games, when you entered dialogue and it was your turn to talk, you'd get a list of options, because it's all text. Well, NPCs were voiced in 3 in New Vegas, but your character has no voice, so they can write up as much as they need for him.
Sean's been kidnapped.
And that was way better.
I'm going to get my son back.
Because you'd have the basic dialogue options, you'd have contextual dialogue options, like if you found something during a quest, and then you'd have the skill checks, which are pretty much gone from this game.
Doesn't matter how long it's been. I feel fine.
It's the purpose of the charisma stat in 4. Like, all speech checks are just charisma. If your charisma is high, you will pass all of them. In the previous games, charisma helped with most speech checks, but some of them would need other stats. Here's the tutorial speech check. You'll always pass this one, no matter how bad your charisma is.
Codsworth, you're acting a little bit weird.
The color
What's
of the
wrong?
text option is like how hard it is.
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible.
But
2 centuries with no one to talk
technically
to,
they're all
no one
possible.
to serve. I spent the first 10
Where was I going
years
previously?
trying to keep the
Charisma
floors
couldn't
back.
just solve every speech check for
Nothing
you.
gets out nuclear fallout from
Like if
vital
you're talking to a character about
nothing.
science stuff,
And
you would need
don't get
a
me
high
started
science
about the
stat or high
futility of
intelligence.
dusting a
You can't just like
collapsed
charisma your way
house.
through
And the
that
car,
conversation.
the car, how do you polish rust?
4 simplified
Stay
it
with
to
me, pal.
everything's
Focus.
charisma.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir.
So it always
The
leaves me
bombs
in this
came and
weird
all of
spot
you
where
left in such a hurry.
I want
I thought
combat
for certain
stats
you
because
and
like
your family
80%
were
of the game is combat.
dead. I did find
Well,
this.
80% of it is combat if you're
Holiday.
skipping through these
I
conversations.
believe the missus was going to present it to you.
But then the last
This was a
20% is
surprise.
conversations, and if you can pass speech checks, you can
Everything happened.
usually get some nice stuff out of it.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome.
So I'm always like, okay, well,
Enough feeling
do I
sorry
level
for
charisma?
myself.
Do I
Shall we
level
search
the
the
combat
neighborhood
stats?
together? The missus and young Sean may turn up yet.
And then that enters another... Oh, I get the option to say I already looked because I cleared out all of the houses of flies.
Codsworth, I already looked.
Otherwise, I'd
They're
have to
not here.
follow slow-ass Codsworth around as he checks the houses.
Sir,
Thanks for trying, Codsworth.
you can't give up, sir. What about the city? Concord is nearby.
Sidetracking
Well,
myself all
people
over the
there have only
place.
shot me a few times.
Thanks for
Thanks,
your help,
Codsworth.
Codsworth.
Good luck, sir. You'll find young Sean. I know you will. I shall remain here and secure the home.
Technically, you can pass any charisma check with a charisma of 1. Because, Fallout 3 and this one... Man, I really like New Vegas. Fallout 3 and 4, skill checks. Charisma checks are all percentage chances, and having high charisma just like raises your chances. But no matter how bad your charisma is, you'll always have a 5% chance. So technically, you could just like burn a little bit of your soul away and spend half an hour like re-rolling a 5% chance at a conversation.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Hello, dog.
You seem like an okay guy.
Dog, come with me.
Okay, then. Let's stick together.
This is the first companion they give you.
Isn't technically Codsworth supposed to be the first companion?
He won't join you. No, he won't join you on the way to here, to Concord. He'll join you after you come back. Or if you wander around and clear some dungeons before even coming here. Oh my god. You sure that was an 88% chance? If you wander around and level up a bit, you'll have an entirely different conversation with Codsworth, and he can just join you right away from there. Hello, dog. What took you so long?
Did he just open that door?
Yep,
He's ascending to that door.
he's ascending through the door. Okay, here, take the bobby pins from this house. Dogmeat is kind of slow a lot of the times. If he manages to make it to this house before you... Oh my god, really? A rad storm? Okay, let's sit down. And let's think about life for 3 hours. Cool, rad storm is over. the weather is random. Most weather is just aesthetic. Fog can sort of get in your way if you're using a sniper rifle or something. Let's loot this body. Let's go. But the actively harmful weather is a radiation storm. Because you'll just start taking radiation damage just for being outside. Codsworth's suggestion, after me telling him that the family's all gone... Hold still. My aim's not that great.
Up here, on the balcony.
Damn, he killed him.
I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please!
He strains so hard on saying please. Codsworth's suggestion was to come to this town for whatever reason. And then that leads you to bump into Preston and his group called the Minutemen. Yeah, I guess that was all the raiders. You can keep building stuff in the first town, and that'll get you like 2 or 3 levels before you venture out. But if you come here immediately at like level 1 or 2, like I did, there's only this handful of raiders outside. If you come back slightly higher level, there's quite a few more. Let's put on the armor I got. Well, the little bits of armor that I got. Cool, cool. I've got my pistol. I've got a shotgun. Yeah, let's just use the shotgun. It'll be faster. Take the pistol off the hotbar. Cool. Now that I've set up the starter town, these guys won't immediately hate being alive after I save them. Because they just immediately go to that town.
Man, you picked the wrong fight.
Just grab the bobby pins. Preston's trapped here. He's a leader of what's left of the Minutemen. All 5 of them, himself included. Damn. Ow. That's rude. I'll lockpick. This is the exact lockpicking game from Skyrim. It's wild. Steal this nuclear battery. I'm stuck on debris. Okay. It's faster to steal the battery ahead of time. Because once you get to Preston in the room they're barricaded in, he's just gonna send you back out to look for it anyway. Some containers are starting to have money in them. The only 2 Right now, okay, I looted everything from the head. It's fine. The first 2 perks I picked was, every container, enemies or lockers or whatever, they have their normal drop rates. But the first 2 luck perks add I think it's a 40% chance that a container will spawn a little something extra. Oh. That's alright. head on to bed. Ow. A bladed tire iron. Hello. I will take that. Thank you very much. I don't know if you left already, but good night. Press is just going off over there. Alright. The first two luck perks add about 40% chance
Perfect.
Man, I don't know
each
who
to
you are, but your
just
timing's
spawn
impeccable. Preston
money or
Garden,
ammo.
Commonwealth Minuteman.
Glad to help.
Yeah, I'm glad to help
Well,
Preston.
if that's true, we could use
Why
some
do
more
you have any
goodwill.
trouble?
As you can see, we're
It's
in
got
a
a
bit of
laser
mess here.
musket. It's about 30 damage.
Please, go on.
A month ago, there were 20 of us. Yesterday, there were
So
8.
all those containers that are normally
Number
empty now have a 40% chance of giving you money
First it was
or
the fools
ammo.
in Lexington, and now this mess.
But it also affects enemies.
Sorry. Sounds rough.
Weirdly enough, it doesn't
Thanks.
seem to affect
Good to meet someone who really cares.
animals,
Anyway, we figured
like the
Parker
ones you
would
can
be a
get
safe place
food
to settle.
from.
Those raiders proved us
It seems
wrong.
very rarely I'll find like
Well, we
gold
do
or
have one
bullets on a mole rat or something.
One good idea can make all the difference.
But
Sturgis,
if you're one to look around a lot,
There's
it
a
really
crashed
helps.
vertibird up on the roof. Old school. Pre-war. Well,
I like it.
Yeah. You want me to
Minigun.
get the power armor with the minigun?
I'll help if I can.
but look.
Right. Actually, I already grabbed the
I
fusion.
already have it.
please, you need to listen to me.
Shut up, Preston. We already had this.
Glad to help.
Well, if that...
Oh boy.
Please, go on.
Sorry. Sounds rough.
So this is a problem
One
with
good
matching
idea
through
can make all the
conversation
difference.
sometimes.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof. Old school. Pre-war.
I like it.
Yeah.
Minigun. Now,
I know, right? It can be.
I'll help if
You
I
can
can.
show up here in
What you'll
power
need is an
armor
old pre-war...
with a
But we
minigun,
can't.
Right.
Look.
and they will still ask
Actually, I
you to
already
go
grabbed the
get that
fusion.
minigun off
Well,
of that
alright.
helicopter. Cool. Okay. Bye, Murphy.
Careful, kid. There's something coming.
Bingo.
Take that. If you don't talk to Murphy there, Dogmeat's name never updates until you join up with Nick in Diamond City. Then he'll get his real name. Don't intend to keep Dogmeat around forever. Normally don't use any of the companions, really. Yeah, you found something. Only reason Dogmeat even gets a pass... Oh, no, don't take that off. Keep that on. Dogmeat gets a pass because, he's not exactly coded like the other companions are. As in, you can take the Lone Wanderer perk and still have Dogmeat with you. Doesn't conflict with it. It's interesting. You got him, Preston.
Show me that fancy gun up close. Not a lot of people can get past my boys.
Okay.
Give you that.
The raiders here are set to run away from you. Because they want to lead you to the sewer. Or near the sewer, at least. If you take them out here and heal up the health bar that you haven't been watching for a bit. take him out here a bit. Let's reload before I step forward. Okay. Glad I found a second jet. And he's done. Cool. Let's unequip. Save bullets. Don't you run from me. That Deathclaw is so much easier with, if you just bring Jet. If you're worried about becoming addicted to the drug because you used it early on, just assume that your first, like, 2 or 3 uses of any drug are pretty much free. It's nice to save the minigun ammo, because even with crap charisma, I'm too heavy. Dog.
Hey, over here.
Come here. Even with crap charisma, bullets still sell for at least 1 cap. So all that minigun ammo is basically 1,000 gold starting off. It's definitely cheaper to finish the Deathclaw with it though. Otherwise, the minigun is just a glorified melee weapon, but only if you're building for it.
Fine, Preston. Quit.
Trying to use it as a gun just doesn't work because of the way damage is calculated in this game.
You can never have too many friends.
The enemy has any kind of defense, like you're just not doing anything to him anymore.
Well, since you say that.
All right, Garvey.
Oh,
It's one of the neatest melee weapons, though.
Please, tell me. I need to know.
Please tell me, Murphy.
I knew it. Please tell me
You
where
gotta be
he
a bit
is.
careful in this conversation.
and even
Just a bit. If you mash out too hard,
Look,
or try to walk away too hard,
Murphy, we talked about this. That junk. It's gonna kill
Preston
you.
kind of freaks out and he won't talk to you when he gets to Sanctuary Hills, which means he can't continue his quest line, which is pretty bad. It's a whole 300 something experience you're missing out on at the start of the game. Hopefully this run isn't cursed, and he'll make it to town able to talk just fine. Ah, yes. I set up everything in the house, but I didn't add any lights. That's fine. Ah, dog. Where is dog? He has the minigun. I'll find him later. Bladed tire iron early on. Sick. Early hunting rifle. Double. I Actually, no, I shouldn't need the tire iron if I'm carrying a shotgun. Not intended to be a melee character. Either automatic weapons or rifles. Either or. Rifles are pretty solid. Because anything within melee combat, the shotgun counts as a rifle, so just pull that out. Usually has perfect accuracy. I didn't pick up the hot plate when I ran through the gas station, right? Oh, very important. Take the batteries out of your suit. People they love to run in and just grab it if combat starts in town. Is this run cursed?
Hey, good to see you again.
Okay.
I was hoping you... I should have listened to my...
Right.
I think we could settle...
Yeah. I used to like living here.
If the
What do you
run was
mean?
cursed in any way, Preston would
I
just
lived here
continually introduce
over
himself
200 years.
every
Damn.
time you try to talk to him.
You say you were frozen.
My son.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I am glad you're here.
Oh. This is another thing that happens. If a conversation would clear and start a quest
I hope
within
you don't
itself,
mind,
there's a bit of a
but I've got
lag
another
in
favor to
there.
ask. I've had word from... The only chance trouble is...
You don't
I'd be glad to
notice the
help.
lag
That's
if you're
fantastic.
letting them
By the
speak
way-
out their lines, but if you're trying to fast forward through text, you really start to notice it. Here's the other mailbox. Cool. Okay. Yeah, getting those 2 luck perks early on really helps. If you're one to look around even for a second. This is pretty much just a luck build. Let's start with more stamina. Doesn't matter too much what order I get things in. Just a quick save, and I guess we'll start heading out. I didn't add the laser musket. There we go. In fact, hold up. Back to the house. This shotgun is too short. Ah, right. I usually grab a gun nut first. Yeah, that's fine. The real crime is that I can't add a reflex sight. There we go. Add it to this one. Oh, I need 3 nuclear material to add it to this one, right? Yeah. Reflex sight is great for any kind of VATS combat. And, well, manual aiming in general. It's just the scope that you actually have to think about. It'll greatly increase your VATS accuracy, but it'll also greatly increase your the cost of using it. Put a scope on that one. I've got a reflex sight on the other. I hear dog. I do not see dog. There is dog.
Hey.
Are you stuck? Amazing. put away. Power armor's nice and parked. I try not to use power armor unless I'm an intelligence character. Don't like the idea of the battery. Where you go? Okay. I guess that's a bit it for now. I've accomplished what I came here to do.